So with the release of the 1.20 update coming out, Mojang has added these things called armor trims that add nice customization to your armor. I thought it'd be a good idea to put each trim on a tier list and rank them. First, I will only be rating based on what they look like on netherite armor, because let's be honest, you are not wasting your trim on gold armor. Also, it will be ranked completely on design, not based on how they are obtained. If it is really difficult to find, that does not mean that it is going to be low on the tier. It just matters if it looks good. Okay? You good? Doesn't matter. Let's get to the tier list. First, starting off with one called Sentry. Sentry has a nice, simple emblem on the chest plate. But that is really the only unique part of this trim. It's a very average trim. I think Sentry deserves a C tier. It is actually a nice way to start off this tier list. This one is just boring. The helmet, boots, and leggings are all boring. Wild is boring just as a whole. The chest plate is somewhat original, but it still isn't creative. Unoriginality is a great way to get yourself into D tier. See, Coast is nice. I like how sleek it feels compared to all the other ones. It has the same simple yet lustrous pattern on 3 of the armor pieces. This one is nice. The first S tier of the day. Okay, this one's good. Let's keep...
Desert.
Okay, so this is the Desert Power one. Dune feels like it is too much. This trim is a prime example of a trim that is trying too hard. It is mainly the chest plate that is bringing it down for me. The circle in the emblem isn't even symmetrical. F tier. This one feels very similar to Coast, in that it has the same pattern over all of the armor pieces, which I kinda like. The reason I am going to put it lower than Coast is because I feel like it's too windy and sporadic, but it's still a good trim that I put on my armor. I'm going to put it in B tier. Host is simple. Host is linear. Host is sleek. Host is an A tier. Okay, I see how Vex could appeal to other people, but to me, this one just feels kinda lame. The only thing I could imagine doing this in is if I were trying to dress like a wizard, which is kind of cool, so I'm gonna give it a C. Okay, so Snout has one of the greatest emblems on any one of the chest plates of any of the trims. I love the leggings with the diamonds as the trim specifically, not really, the other ones are fine. This one earns an A. The reason it isn't quite S tier is because I'm not really a fan of the helmet. Okay, I is just Dune, but better. The emblem in the middle is spectacular, perhaps the best emblem of any of the trims. The leggings and boots look very good together, and the helmet is simple. The trim as a whole is S tier. Razor is so close to being an S tier trim. But for once, I feel like there isn't enough going on. A lot of the other trims are so full, but this one I feel like might need a little more. And it might have my favorite helmet out of any of the... So next we have Ward. It has a design that I feel like you could put with each piece on a different trim, but together it just looks okay. The helmet is very nice and the boots look like sunglasses, so it's pretty cool. Throw it like into B tier, yeah. Okay, so I feel like Shaper might be the most limited armor trim of all of them. There is not much to do with it. That doesn't mean it's bad. It is just a trim that you would wear if you had like none of the other ones, but I'll still put it into C tier because it doesn't look that bad. Okay, so we have Spire. Spire just does not work for me. I do not like the frill pattern on the arms of the chest plate, it is too noticeable compared to the rest of the trim. The boots also have the same thing like the frill pattern. It just looks undesirable. I would consider it a D tier. Rib is too subtle and I do not like it. This could be an unpopular opinion, but all the colors are so dull compared to the other trims and it looks banal. And that's why I'm going to put it in F tier with its pal Dune, where it deserves to live. Okay, we've been on a downward spiral for the past few entries, and I think this next one might be able to fix it. Tide is just a great trim. Every piece of armor on it has a different pattern and it all ends up incredible in the middle. If only this one would be easier to find, I would say this is the best armor trim. But we still have one left. Silence is special. With every other trim, I would choose mainly one ingot or crystal to use for it. With Silence, I would use any of the colors. It looks so cool compared to the rest of the trims. Every color looks amazing. Some of you may think that it looks too crowded, but it looks like the material you picked is encasing the netherite that is underneath. Every piece of armor in this set is incredible. Silence is the best armor trim in Minecraft. S tier. So this is the final ranking. Share your own ranking in the comments if you want. I honestly don't really care. In conclusion, quartz and gold are the best trims. Copper is always the worst. Remember, reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Buy gold, buy.